Hello guys, welcome to US Curious. This is our session 4 on Fusion 360. Today I am going to teach you somewhat more fascinating tools in Fusion 360 by creating a new model, that is the propeller. So many are wondering how to create a propeller in Fusion 360. So I am going to teach you in this session. Before starting this session, there is a small mistake I have done in the last session. What we have created is the table. Let's see what is the mistake. I will rectify before you, in front of you. See, we have given some parameters, right? In these parameters, I have changed one thing because there is a mistake in the width of our table. Let's see here what is the mistake. See here, this is the width. No, like I'm saying, this is the width for which the legs of our table is placed. So here before I have given somewhat wrong thing, just rectifying the mistake. That is width was subtracted by d12th dimension and multiplied by 2, multiplied by -2. Okay, now you can see how it changes. Let's see, 200, no, 150. I will 150. Okay, that's computing. It takes some time. I have given 500. 150 is okay. See, there is no mistake, right? So this is what I have rectified in the earlier session. So let's start our new session. Don't save. Okay, our session name is propeller. Okay, click on create sketch. As always, select a useful plane. That is always our preference is the top plane. Okay, fine. Okay, I have selected the top plane. This is the right orientation. Fine. Before creating, I want to tell how the propeller we are designing. The propeller must be starting with an axle or the DC motor or some motor which we are fixing to the propeller to rotate itself. So we have to take the dimension, that is diameter of the axle, from our DC motor or any motors. Okay, and then starting with 4 concentric circles. 2 concentric circles are the walls for our axle and 2 concentric circles are for the supporting material for our propellers. Let's create dimensional circle. Okay, here I am giving the width of axle and the diameter of axle is 3.2 mm is okay. 32 means the 3 centimeters. There is no axle with 3 centimeters in our range of DC motors. Okay, let's create some offset with thickness of 3 mm. 3 is enough, I think. And I have to create another offset. No, another circle from the center, which is 2 centimeters, means 20 mm. This is also fine. Now I have to create another offset. It is 2 mm thickness. It is also fine. Now we have to create links between the outer wall and the inner wall. The inner wall is for the axis and the outer wall is for the propeller blades. Okay, so we have to create some lines, parallel lines, to support our material. Okay, fine. We have to just trim the unwanted materials. Click on trim in the modify to trim every unwanted material. There will be some. Okay, now everything looks fine. We'll just finish our sketch. There will be always some warnings. Click on finish sketch and then you have to extrude the whole thing, like outer, inner and the walls. Okay, click on extrude, select the profiles. Okay, now everything looks great. Let's give some dimension. Like here I am giving as the axle is 3.2 mm. So the height is 25 mm. Okay, it looks great. So now you can understand how I am creating an axle. This is the axle placement, and this is the walls for which the propellers are to be studded. Okay. Now what I am telling is the most important thing to create a propeller. This is the easiest way to create a propeller. Please remember this thing. Click on create. Click on coil. In that coil, first you have to select the plane in which the coil you have to place. Okay, I'm selecting the lower plane. Okay, now you have to select the radius of the coil, the radius of the axle of the coil. So before selecting the axle of the coil, as we don't know which is the center point, let's show on our sketches. Okay, like this, as it was 3.2 plus, as the radius is 23.2. No, 24.2. Okay, fine. This is how it looks. See, you can understand. This is coil. At first it looks like coil. Don't be panic. We will create our propeller with the coil tool. Okay, we will create our propeller with the coil tool. Don't be panic. So let's first select the section plane. You have to select the square option because our propellers are flat plates which have to be joined to the center of the axle, so it must be squared off edges. So I am selecting the square and we have to give some section size. I'm giving like 2 mm because as the wall thickness is also 2 mm, so you will give the propeller thickness as 2 mm or you can give 1 mm, no problem. I'm giving 2 mm for extra hardness. Now you have to select the revolutions. This is 3 revolutions, like 3. This is 0.5 revolution, like 180 degrees. This is 0.25 only for 90 degrees. 0.25 is good to go here. Understand? See, it looks great, right? Now you have to adjust the height. Okay, height adjustment is more important. 25 is okay, but the edges are outside of the circle, so that's the problem. But I think there is no problem with these things, we can start. We can click on before clicking OK to select the join plane, so that we have just created a stair-like structure around the axle. Okay, fine. Click on OK. Okay, it just completed our way to creating a propeller. Okay, fine. Now we have to click on press and pull. We have to select the place which we want to press and pull. Press and pull is equal to extrude, but it's different. I will show. To give, I am giving 3 centimeter thickness. Okay, from here onwards you can see how the angle is formed around the plates, around the axle, how the propeller is formed around the axle. After that we can cut the fins according to our required shapes and sizes. Okay, see how it looks. It looks great, right? Okay, just click. I think it looks fine, or we have to give some extra dimensions, like 35 is good, I think. Okay, 35 is okay. I just selected okay. Now what we have think is right. This is the way we have to create one propeller, but it is not the correct shape to create a propeller, as it won't swing inside a water or an air. So we have to give the curved edges. So we will give curved edges just by cutting the edges with a extrusion tool. So we have to go back to our sketch plane, or we can click on create sketch. Then we have to create a sketch. Creating sketch is the good option here, because if we go to the timeline, the objects will disappear, so we can't create a perfect sketch to cut out the edges. Okay, so I'm just selecting the top sketch plane. Okay, fine, everything goes fine. I think I have to create one rectangular plane. Okay, I think it's fine. And some lines to create. Okay, and the rectangular plane. There's a lag in my system. No problem, it happens sometimes. Okay. Now we have to select the useful curves. Now we have to create the useful curves. Okay. I have to cut those curves. Here also we have to do the same thing. After that we can create the edges. Okay, I have done a small mistake. We have to create curves, not the lines. Okay. It takes some time, but be patient to create this type of useful things. Like propeller is more difficult to create in Fusion 360, as there is no tools to create like that, as we are using a coil tool for these things. See, okay, like this thing also you have to create. Okay, fine. Now click on escape and set the curves. Set the curves as required according to our shapes of our propeller. I think it's good. And select this curve also. Okay, I think it's good. Good to go. I think there is unnecessary thing we have created. This rectangle is no need to create this rectangle. What we have just created. What I'm saying is these are the unuseful things which we will do in our life also. Okay. Like we have to create the outer sketch, like the outer material, like the outline of our, like we have to create the outline of our propeller according to our requirements, like the curvature and the width, height, everything have to create according to our requirements. Everything is fine. Click on escape and trim the unnecessary things. Okay. Now I am trimming the unnecessary things. We have created a wrong impression here. Okay, but no problem. I will create some spine. I think I have created a wrong curvature. Okay, now we'll finish as the outline is finished. I will finish our sketch. Okay, see, now you can understand why I have created the outer line as to extrude it throughout our 3D model. Now you can see the propeller, the shape of the propeller, the curves of the propeller. Okay, so let's click on extrude and way more extrude, cut, everything is fine. Click on OK. See, now you can understand why I have created this. See, there is a small extra thing, so I will extrude on both sides. Edit, extrude, extrude on two sides. Okay, fine. See, now how it looks, you can understand the way in which we have created the propeller. Before going back, we have to create like this. We have to create 3 more propellers. Okay, so we are using an extra new tool called pattern, mirror, no, pattern. Okay, sorry, pattern, circular pattern. Now you have to click on components, but the thing what we have done is one mistake. We have created a single component, so we will go back to our timeline. Yes, edit feature. not joint. We will create a new body. Now I think there is two bodies. Let's see. Yes, there are two bodies. Like one is the propeller and another one is the blade of the propeller and the axle holding. Now you can mirror easily. We can mirror our pattern easily. We have to go to the pattern. In before session we have covered the rectangular pattern. Now we are covering the circular pattern. Select here, select bodies. Select the body which you want to create the pattern and select the axis. As we are in the XY plane, you have to select the Z axis. Okay. See, now you can understand how our propeller looks. We will create 4-blade propeller. We can create n number of propellers according to our requirements and the strength of the body materials and everything like that. Okay, 4 is good. I think 4 is good. Computing pattern. Okay, 4 is good. See, our propeller looks. It's quite good, right? This is the shortest and the easiest way to create a propeller in Fusion 360. Okay, now I will give some appearance. This is the end of our lecture. See, I will give some metallic appearance as we are using it for pumping purpose. I will give some copper and brass materials. Copper polish. Okay. And bronze or brass, which looks great. We will select which is the great thing. We will select the great. Okay, here we are selecting the brass. Sorry, there is a problem with the software. Problem with my computer, not with the software. Go to metal. Bronze is not good. Brass, polished brass. We'll give some polished brass. Yes, polished brass looks great. As polished brass, like this is the just close. Now you can see how it looks. It looks great, right? This is the way we have created our propeller with our new techniques in Fusion 360. For more techniques, please follow my channel. Please do like, share and support. Watch my earlier sessions to get more knowledge on Fusion 360. And we will continue in the next session. Okay, goodbye. Take care.